gonna be quiet this morning. Wake up, Web3.
Quiet.
Oh, I don't know.
No, what's up, guys? Welcome back. We have an interesting topic to talk to you guys about today. So
we hate
we're
we hate to break it to 99% of you, but crypto's not gonna make you rich. It could. It's probably not.
So we're going to start as we normally do, guys, with sharing the bubbles. Guys, it's all over. It's all over.
Well, yesterday it was all. Wait, no, hit the daily. Because
Oh, damn,
yesterday
yeah,
the
you're
daily
right.
was super red. Today, so yesterday crypto was going to zero.
Oh,
Today we're going to the moon. Going to
to
the
the
moon.
moon. Okay, B, damn, that is moving today.
Yeah,
I
interesting.
did get some messages. Some
Moon
people
is
were
here. Good morning, sir.
more welcome. I did get some messages. Some people were disappointed that Fartcoin was not on our list. It's okay.
Yeah, if you watched our video, let us know either in the comments for the video or here on live this morning. Mr. Gray, good morning. Let us know what tokens did we really miss, or did I say we? I should say Reptar. Reptar, what did he miss?
So yeah, it looks like a lot of things have recovered from this correction that we had over the past few days, guys. I mean, we're starting to see things kind of move back to where they were before this little mini crash, if you want to call it that. But yeah, it looks like we're
Pullback,
doing
consolidation, whatever.
Yeah, we're doing good. I am curious, JC, you want to pull up the fear and greed index, or I can do that real quick?
I have it.
All right,
I
here, I'll
think
stop.
it's at 50. I mean, it's
50.
yeah.
Cool. Not bad, not bad.
So
I think
this
we
pullback did
finally,
not freak people out.
yeah, I think we've really kind of recovered, and I'm actually really excited about this weekend. I think we're going to see some positive price action this weekend.
Yep, I just a bit of breaking news. Let me share this with you because we'll talk about this very briefly because it is important and it does affect the crypto space. So shout out to Jack the Rippler, a guy that I do follow on X a lot. But just yesterday, or was it this morning? No, today. U.S. and European Union did come to a tariff trade agreement. These are just the highlights. There are other ways to look it up, but the entire European Union is not going to be tariffing U.S. goods, which they've had import taxes on all of our stuff for decades. So they're dropping that. The United States is going to cap our import tariffs on them at 15%. So they're dropping us to zero, and we will drop them to max 15%. And then the EU has agreed to $750 billion in energy purchases from the United States and $600 billion in U.S. investments by 2028. So that's what the United States is getting. So funny enough, you would think, and maybe it's just because I don't know why they have it's past time. Why is the Dow Jones down still 0.27%? Why is the S&P down 1.2%? Like I would have thought the European Union, one of our biggest trade partners, and the United States making a deal on trade would
For hundreds of billions of dollars.
I would think that would be good. So yeah, I mean this is ultimately good for crypto as we have less uncertainty about what's going to happen with tariffs and stuff. So I guess it's just become the tariff thing. People don't really care. So I don't know. We'll see. But I do expect that to be a good thing. What other news have I got? I will save that for later. All right.
Yeah, no, it's really
All right,
interesting.
I'm sorry. This is entirely random, but still one of my favorite tweets of all time. These scam coins are getting crazy, bro. Someone just shilled me this. 37 trillion supply. No hard cap. One node. 25% of supply minted this year, and 1% controls 99% of the supply. That's right. This shitcoin is the US dollar.
I
Anyway,
love that because
freaking
they're
true.
oh my god, yeah, because it's funny because I saw a meme that I'm going to be posting on our TikTok later today, and it was
Wake up,
it was
Reptar. It's Web3. Wake up.
Our boy, yeah, I know. I was our boy Jerome Powell just cranking the money printer. The meme, I'll send it to you. We'll post it, but it's just it's wild. Like they just keep printing more of it, man. Like I went to the ATM yesterday to go withdraw some cash. The freshest $20 bills I've ever seen. Like, you know, when you're like, when you know it just came fresh off the printer and they're like still
Like the
sticking
ink's still
together.
in your hands. You're like, what?
Yeah. I was just like, damn. And I swear, every time I go to this machine, I'm choking just like Jay-Z.
Now Reptar's getting choked up.
Oh no, we're going down.
We just love you guys. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Wait, you're definitely way
Someone
too
said
young for
no.
that.
But no, like honestly, like you can tell that they've been printing lots of money lately. So I'm interested to see
Printer go
how
burr.
yeah, money printer go burr. It'll be exciting to see. But yeah, that's definitely interesting. I wonder why everything's still down after such a huge announcement. But
I don't know.
you know, buy the rumors, sell the news.
I guess. Yeah. So let's explore for just a second that printer go burr analogy.
Burr.
So I know that the U.S. and the world are not on the gold standard anymore, but bear with me for a second with this analogy. At one point in time, a paper dollar was worth a certain amount of gold. The amount of gold hasn't changed. I mean, it's changed a little bit, but not significantly. The amount of gold has not changed. So a bar of gold, for example, is always worth a bar of gold. However, when you're printing dollars against the bar of gold, that means each dollar is worth a little bit less of the bar of gold. Or put it the other way, each gold bar is now worth more dollars. Relative value, okay? Because the gold is not changing, the amount of dollars is changing. Take that analogy over to, holy crap, I'm sorry, there is a wild Canadian in our chat. Giro is here.
Goodness.
Good morning,
Giro has made it. Yeah.
So,
and he's still got his alien PFB. I love
know.
that, dude.
Someday. Anyway, back to my analogy here. So crypto is very much the same way. And I think when you get to stuff like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana or XRP, things like even if they have a large number of tokens, there's still a limited and finite supply. And so as money printer go burr, the supply of the cryptocurrency that you may or may not want to buy does not change. So what does that mean? It's worth more dollars. Yeah,
that means money printer go burr.
Burr.
That meme will never get old
nope.
to me.
It's true. That's all they
Look
do.
at him go.
They're gonna have 2 money printers soon, so they can go burr burr burr.
It's wild. And then that's like the biggest thing. I guess we should get to the topic of the video here soon. But essentially, that's kind of my first thing I try to explain to people when they get into crypto. When somebody asks you a question like, well, what is crypto? It's a really hard question to answer without first explaining
what is money,
why money is, what money is. First of all, you need to understand what money is, and then you need to understand why money is broken, which is kind of what we just explained. And then you need to explain to somebody what blockchain is and why the technology is unique. And then you got to explain to them what decentralization is. So it's like there's so many layers to why blockchain is important, but it kind of all comes back to obviously money and fixing the money problem. So JC, if I'm having a money problem, why shouldn't I just buy crypto and just make $1 million?
You can. Just like you can put $100 down on 13 playing roulette. And realistically, if you're not doing your research, your odds are better playing roulette because there's only 37, like is it 36 numbers and a zero? Is that right?
Yeah, 00.
So your odds are better playing roulette than picking a random crypto winner. But the greater point that we want to make as we talk this morning is that unless you're putting in large amounts of money, you're not gonna be a millionaire next year. You're not gonna be a billionaire next year. But the opposite side of that is you can take, your $100 a month and you can put it in your 401k, and it'll, if it's managed well, it'll grow 8 to 10% a year, and you reinvest that, and compound interest does pile up, and you can build out a retirement nest egg, and that's great. You can do the
And
same thing with crypto, and instead of getting 8 to 10% a year, you can get 2 to 5 to 10x a year over time. Eventually, which one's going to work out better for you? Do the math. It's like, I know I'm not great at math, but that's easy math.
and the thing is too, like, I like what you said. There are those 10x's out there. Again, we've talked about some projects that we think are going to 10, maybe 20x this
But
season.
look, if you put $1,000 on that 10x, now you have $10,000. That's great, because if you
Yeah,
put $1,000 in your 401k, in 10 years you might have $10,000.
yeah,
But
and
it's not like $1,000 to $10,000 is great. You're not a millionaire.
yeah, exactly. And that's the biggest thing, guys, is if you find a safe project, you're really only going to 10x. Because most of the safe projects, they already have large market caps. People have already bought into them. So doing a 10x on a safe project, that's a good get.
Yeah,
It's
and Giro is right
very,
here. Unless you go all in on the right degen meme coin and you get lucky, that's how you're doing. That's how these, the one guy out of 5 million that bought that meme coin got lucky.
but in my experience, the way that I think people are getting rich in crypto is they are,
Time.
yes, it's,
Time.
they always say it's not timing the markets, it's time in the markets. And that is so true because of what JC said earlier, compounding interest. So let's say you make a 10x on Hedera. Let's say you got all your money in HBAR just because it's, my favorite project. I got to use it. Let's say HBAR 10x's. It goes from 25 cents to
250.
$2
Yep.
or something like that, and or it goes to $2.50. That's a 10x. Let's say you put in $1,000, you made 10 grand. That's incredible. Now, what are you gonna do with that 10 grand is the thing, because once you hit that threshold, getting from $1,000 to $10,000 is pretty difficult, and getting from 10,000 to 100,000 is actually a little bit easier, and then it just gets easier from there.
Yep. If
Because
you
you
can
have,
just leave the money alone, which is the hard
yes,
part.
yeah. So I guess really, like, what I would say to anybody who is getting into crypto with $100, find that 10x, find that 20x that you can start a nest egg with, that you can have a few $1,000s, maybe even $10,000, and then start looking into some of these new low cap projects. We've talked about a lot of them on the show. You start with something safe that you can make some money on, and then you start bleeding into some of these more degen stuff. That's when you're going to get the 20s, the
Those
40s,
are your
the
lottery
100.
tickets. That's your scratcher. That's your set yourself up. Again, let's put our disclaimer out there. We at Alpha Origins, JC, Reptar, Giro, everybody, like, we don't give financial advice. We are not telling you what you should do. We're telling you what we think. And so don't take what we think as what you should do, because if you are listening to two random guys on the internet to make your financial decisions, you're a moron. And that violates rule number 1 of Alpha Origins: don't be a moron. And then we'll quickly follow that up with rule number 2 for Alpha Origins. And really, both of these kind of apply to your life. Don't be a moron. And rule number 2 is don't be a douchebag.
You can take that advice.
You
You can
can't,
take that
like,
advice to the
that's
bank.
generally good life advice. Don't be a moron and don't be a douchebag. But if you want to be a moron and a douchebag, cool, you are free to do so. Just stay away from me.
Ha, America.
But all
But yeah,
that to
guys,
say, like, don't go out and say, well, the guys at Alpha Origins told me to put $1,000 into HBAR. Do what you want. We don't care.
exactly. And guys, crypto can make you stupid rich, but it's important to kind of taper your expectations, because if you put $100 into HBAR, you put $100 into, I don't know, whatever, any of the projects we've talked about, Quant or Chainlink, or if you put $100 into a crypto and think you're going to make $1 million overnight, it's going to be a rough awakening for you.
You can also buy $100 worth of lottery tickets, and probably your better odds are with the lottery scratchers. So,
and don't get me wrong, people love meme coins. People get into that degeneracy all the time. I love my meme coins, BBW.
the fake, the scam coin of the meme coin, which was anyway, whatever. That was fun.
No, that was a good time. I had fun with doing that. But yeah. So
yes, sir. Guys, Cruz says XRP. That is, I am all in on XRP. I'm not an XRP maxi. I think there's room for all the tokens to do well, but my largest value is in XRP right now.
I am an ISO 20022 token. God, I hate so bad at saying that.
Yeah, they need to come up with something else. ISO. Let's call them ISO tokens.
Gosh, it's such a pain in the ass to say. It would be easier if it was a 2023 token.
Yeah, why is it 20022? What does that even mean?
They specifically just try to confuse people. But no, if it's a government compliant coin, I'm bullish on it because I know they're just going to be, those are the coins that are the chosen ones.
Yep.
And again, like if you're starting with a small amount of money, you kind of have two options. You can take a crazy heavy risk and 100x and probably lose everything. Or you can start with some of these strong projects, lock in some of those gains, and then use those to kind of do some of the more degenerate stuff. So if, again, I just to kind of, call back.
Yeah, I say 20022.
Yeah, 20022.
ISO 20022, but just call them ISO tokens. We all know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. But no, so basically, just do your research, guys. Look into why we think some of these projects are going to do well.
If you don't want to do your research, find people in the social media space that have been in crypto for a while and have gotten things right. Don't listen to the idiots that say Bitcoin's going to $1 million when it hasn't even broken 150,000. Shut up. Maybe it will someday, but they can shut up. XRP to 10,000. Don't follow those guys. They're full of crap. They're clickbaiters. Follow the guy that says, I think based on my technical analysis, XRP this cycle might go to $19. Find that guy. Find those people that get it right. Follow them and use that. That's the beauty of the internet. Other people will do your research for you. You just have to find the people that are right and follow them. That's it.
Not trying to toot our own horn here, but
follow DJ.
Quite the track for being right.
Get in our Discord and just follow the not financial advice from DJ. It's not financial advice, but follow it.
Yeah, but follow it. But no, guys, that's a great point. You really want to be careful, especially if you're new. There's so many new people that I'm really trying to help out right now, and it's a lot to explain, and it's hard when crypto dumps by 5% and then they see their money go down and they're like, why number go down?
Yeah.
So, guys, really, I heard this last night and I loved it. You cannot take somebody else's conviction. You cannot, steal someone's conviction in a project. You need to have your own. If you know what these projects are doing, if you own these projects yourself because you know what they're doing and why you want them, that's huge, because then you have your own conviction. This project is going to do well. I'm holding it. If some random guy on YouTube said buy this project and it goes down 6%, you're going to sell it because you don't understand the fundamentals behind it. You don't understand, kind of the niche that they're in and what they're doing. So
I'll give you a perfect example of me thinking that something is a good idea, but then watching it fall and not having the conviction to stick with it, even though I just didn't understand it at the time. You've probably heard of this project. It's called Bitcoin. In 2017, that's when Bitcoin went from like $200 and started running up, and it went all the way up to like $20,000. I was like, okay, so what is this? And I was starting to learn about crypto because I thought, holy crap, blockchain technology is probably going to change everything. I thought this in like 2016, 2017. Hey, guess what? 9 years later, I was freaking right. But I didn't know that 9 years ago. And so I started throwing a little bit into Bitcoin. And at the time, I managed to accumulate one Bitcoin. And my total cost was about right around $14,000 or $15,000 total. I had one Bitcoin at $15,000 worth of average cost. Okay. Then Bitcoin dropped, and I was like, holy crap, I've lost 50% of my value. Well, I don't want to lose it all, and I don't understand the space. So I sold my Bitcoin for about $8,000. So I took like a $6,000 or $7,000 loss because I didn't want to lose it all. But I didn't understand the space, and I didn't have the conviction because I didn't understand the space. And now, had I just not sold that, I would have had one Bitcoin still, and it's worth a little bit more than $15,000.
And I think that's a great story to see, because again, it's about education, guys. At the end of the day, that's why we do this. We really want to educate people that started in the same situation that we were, where it's like, they really don't know where to begin. They're not really sure what this technology is. We're
Yeah,
kind of.
Reptar, you said this and you left it off. You did not put SWE on your video.
I did not put SWE on my video, and there's a reason for that, and it's because, again, SWE is kind of going to be the new. SWE should have been on the video. I mean,
Uh-oh.
I should have made it a top
We
10.
have a new viewer that I've never seen you before here. Totally awesome. Welcome. Thanks for being here with us on the morning show. And yes, I 100% agree. XRP, XDC's a riskier play, but I think it's going to do well. HBAR, yes. Quant, yes. IOTA, it's not one I'm in, but yes, those are your top 5. I think those are excellent.
Totally
You're
awesome
going to make it.
is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I love that. I don't know if that's what he was going for with the screen name, but I love that. Frog decks, let's go. But yeah, guys, it's again, really, it really just boils down to education. That's why we try to teach as much as we can about these different projects, because there are tons of safe 10 20x's out there, but if you don't have a base to start with, if you don't have that $5,000, that $10,000 to start with, it's going to be really hard to actually make real money in this industry, and the opportunity's there. Don't get me wrong. I've seen plenty of times someone puts in $100 and makes 100,000 off even a safe product, not even a meme coin. I mean,
it can happen.
It can absolutely.
You can
happen.
also win that $1 million scratcher. It can happen. But
yes, but sticking with these HBAR, XLM, Algo, XRP, these are the closest thing you can get in crypto to guaranteed gains in the next few months.
You want to speak about, this is someone that I follow because number one, their TA is fabulous, and number two, the guy's realistic. Like, he's like, nah. He does a daily show. He's a Brit. He's over in the UK. He does a daily show. I think 1 p.m. his time. It's like 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern time. But he does great technical analysis. He has great guests. He's got his finger on the pulse of the big boys like DTCC. This is all in crypto. I watch his YouTube video every morning. So this is somebody that I follow because he gets it right. He's realistic and he's not clickbaity. But I did want to highlight this. Yes, networks like HBAR, XLM, Algo, XRP are ahead of the curve for tokenization. Now, if you have $100,000 to throw into these and you 10x, yeah, you're going to be a millionaire. But if you have $1,000 to throw into these and they 10x, you've made $10,000. If you put $1,000 into Tesla stock, are you going to have $10,000 next year? Probably not. So, yes, these top 50 or 100 projects, are they slow and steady wins the race and they're not going to, 10,000x overnight? Yes. Are they 100 times better than the traditional stock market? Yes.
And one thing I just want to point out on that before you click off is Ondo Finance. So Ondo has been a project that we've talked about a little bit lately, and I think that one's going to really rip. If you guys are looking for more than just a 10x, honestly, if you don't know, Ondo is a finance platform on the XRP ledger, and between Ondo, Arrow, and Sauce, those are going to be some insane gains. I mean, I'm thinking like 20x's on those. So
totally awesome.
again,
Super bullish on XDC.
They're
with
just
the
very
integration
risky.
of
You gotta moderate risk.
Yep.
So you're not gonna get these insane gains unless you take some kind of risk. Buying the top 10 coins again is not gonna make you a millionaire. But these other coins that are on these chains that are doing different things, like Ondo, like Arrow, like Sauce, and so even some of the main chains that haven't got traction yet, like Sweet, those are gonna be the
Chainlink's
ones.
finally moving.
Yeah, those are the ones you're gonna have the bigger return on for sure.
Yeah, Ginger just says, just buy BTC and do nothing. Just leave it alone and wait. You absolutely can win with that.
Yep.
You just have
And
to be.
again, it's time in the market, not timing the market.
We as the majority of people who you can play the lottery, buy those meme tokens, get those, throw $100 here, but that's after you've got your main positions set up, and understand that if you'll just give it a few years instead of a few minutes, have just a little patience.
Yeah, you guys can't buy $20 worth of Bitcoin one day and then wait till tomorrow and be like, why am I not a millionaire yet? And I feel like most people that are in crypto know it's not how it works. Obviously, we're being a little facetious here, but some people do. Some people really think that it's just quick guaranteed internet money, and it's just not that simple sometimes. And I think it was important to highlight. That's why we talked about the show today.
Yeah. If you have $100,000 to invest, you can be a millionaire in 6 months. But I don't know about you, but I don't have $100,000 to invest. I can't just write that check.
He's like, it's already invested. Can't do it.
I've been in the space since 2017.
There you go, guys. Again, it's hard to come up with $100,000, but it's not
My
hard to
bags. I've been packing bags and losing. I've been winning and losing. I lost a lot in the last cycle, mostly due to NFTs, not due to tokens. But
Cool.
hey, let me share my knowledge with you so that you don't lose big like we did last cycle. So
Exactly. And NFTs are going to be the next part of the cycle after we get into alt season. Some people are already looking into NFTs. I mean, the Bored Apes are down to 11 ETH right now, as JC pointed out yesterday. So it's
I'm waiting. I will look at them again at the bottom of the bear market. I'm not buying one right now.
Yeah.
And they
and
may
right now
run up.
We're pretty close to we're in an NFT bear market right now. I would like to think, like, a lot of these NFT projects, they're not doing very well because all the attention is on these other things. I mean, we haven't even gotten into alt season yet.
Yeah.
And if
Ginger's right. Ginger again said, buy Bitcoin, just don't sell it. Wait at least 4 years or one cycle. Ginger, I don't know if you've watched any of our previous videos, but we've said this many times. If you bought one Bitcoin at the top of the last 3 cycles, whatever it was, no one bought any lower than you. You bought the very tippy top, so you have 3 Bitcoin, one at 2,000, one at 20,000, one at 69,000. If you just held them, today you would still be up 4 times on your money.
Yeah,
You're
and
absolutely
that's if you
right.
did the
Buy
worst
it and just leave it
possible
alone.
job.
Yep. If
But
you bought the
didn't
worst,
sell
if you're the worst buyer in the history of Bitcoin, you're still up 4x today.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think just holding on to it and just accumulating for the long term.
Ginger, we are glad you're here. We hope you get some value out of this, and thank you for putting in your knowledge and expertise for everyone as well.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, we'll probably that's all I got for you guys today.
Yep.
But Giro says borrow against your Bitcoin. That's real degenerate stuff.
Well, it's that, actually, believe it or not, I don't think that's degenerate at all. I think a lot of people will be doing that. You think about this.
He said borrow against it. I thought he meant like put your house up.
Oh, no. Use it as an asset to borrow against. That's how.
Yeah, no,
that's how you pay no taxes. That's how the people who have billions of dollars, they pay no taxes. Because
he gave away the secret sauce of how to not to pay taxes.
That's not a secret sauce.
Yeah,
you take your assets and you borrow against them, and guess what? Money that you borrow and use it to make money, you just pay on the gains. You don't pay on that money, and then you pay it back to the bank and you write it off as a loan. That's how you pay no taxes. That's how you keep your money.
That's why you also can't tax the rich because they don't have income
They don't have income.
on paper, you know.
Well,
So
and they only get taxed on their capital gains. And if you don't take any capital gains, you don't get taxed. If you borrow against that asset, that's a loan. That's not income.
and Garo's got a really good point here. I mean, a lot of people do a lot of different things. A lot of people, I have friends that have rental properties. I have friends that do, other things,
Yep.
traditional investments. But this is probably one of the best passive income streams if you stick with it and you stay, stay in the markets, guys. Like, people too often get scared out of the market after a 4% drop because they just don't
I
understand
got scared
it.
out of a 50% drop.
Well, 50% is pretty heavy. It's losing half your money in a day. That could be scary.
You're
But
not losing half your money until you sell.
exactly. And that's the thing is, it's funny because yesterday when H bar went down to, I think, 22 cents from 25 cents, not a crazy drop, but enough to make people notice.
That's 15%.
Yeah, I got a lot of texts and they're like, hey, it's going down. What's going on?
Like, oh no, H bar went down 15%, but then you look at the numbers and you go, oh, wait a minute, it went down 3 cents.
3 cents. And then when I check it, it had completely, by the time I got to my phone, it had completely recovered back to 24 cents, almost 25 cents. So I texted them back. I'm like, just go look at it now. And they're like, oh, cool. I'm like, yes, this is what happens.
Right. Stay the course. Just if you're that stressed out about it, you got two options. Number one, don't invest in crypto. Number two, quit looking at the charts every day.
Even though we look at the charts every day.
I roll over, check my phone to make sure I'm up, to get my kids up, and then I flip over to KuCoin and check the charts. I don't check my portfolio value. I just check the charts.
Real degenerates, guys. But I think, JC, unless you have anything else, that is all we got today.
Yeah.
Remember, guys,
long term, guys. This is a long term play. Yeah, you
this
might
is not
get
a get rich quick scheme.
This
and
is not. We're not telling you to buy lottery tickets. We're telling you to just save your money and put it into something that's going to grow over time. It just grows faster than the stock market. That's it.
Exactly. And guys, not all cryptos are created equal. Obviously, you got some real degenerate stuff out there, but there are some quote unquote safe bets. A lot of these coins, even the ones we put on our list, I didn't put SWE on the list also because, we're trying to find coins that are safe for beginners as well. We want them to understand the value. Ooh. And we want them to
ICP is a second tier one that's probably going to do well.
We just want them to have the information about, some of the safer projects in the industry, because that's always a great place to start because it gives you that base, as we said. The goal, if you're under $10,000,
the strategist, that's another name I've not seen. I love having all these new folks. Thanks for being here. We freaking love having people in the community.
We've been getting a ton of new followers lately. It's amazing to see. So shout out to you guys for joining us for the live stream. We do this every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
And we're going to be continuing to kind of have some more content coming out. We just watched a video yesterday. So
yeah, go check out Reptar's video on the coins that you got to hold.
I cannot watch my own videos. I swear.
They're good picks. The strategist, if you just got here, my biggest bag by 60 or 70% of my total worth is in XRP. I disagree that it's the only good buy right now. It is a good buy right now. It's a good buy forever. I don't think it's the only one.
Yeah, I think going with anything government compliant is a really good strategy for sure. I do think there are other ISO. Yeah, I think there's other ISO tokens that are probably going to do better returns than XRP. I said this in my video. XRP I see going to maybe $10. Could go higher than that, but I think 10 is a safe bet. And from there, it's only a 3x. So to me, it's not
totally awesome. Asks what makes you say XDC is risky? I say it's risky in that it's riskier than XRP. Like if I'm ranking the X's, I have XRP is the least risky, XLM is the next least risky, and then XDC as the riskiest of the three. It is not by any means a risky play. It's not fart coin. It's not I don't know what else we got up here.
And that's the thing, when you're the safer you go, the less returns you're going to have. So again, XRP could 3x, XLM could 4 or 5x.
XTC might 10x where the others.
And the XTC might 10x, you know what I mean? And it's a safer bet than probably most of the other projects.
Sure.
But the reality is,
yeah, I'm
your
using
level
that
of risk.
when I say risky. I'm using that relative to XRP.
Yeah.
I put XDC and XLM and XRP in the same category, and that's all I mean by risky when I say XDC.
Yeah. So and honestly, like, it's kind of the same way people buy Bitcoin. Yeah, the returns are not going to be there, but people know it's safe. It's tried and true.
That's why you buy gold.
Yeah. So hey, I had a buddy of mine. He was doing leverage, or not leverage trading. He was doing options on gold. Made $6,000 in one day.
Scary.
I was like, literally showed me. He's like, I just made $6,000. So it's like, there's money to be made out there, guys. It's just, you gotta really understand what you're doing. That is the biggest takeaway from this video, is you need to be knowledgeable and you need to learn.
And start where you already have knowledge. I'll give you one last example and we'll go. We created the Alpha Origins LLC, and I went to my personal bank that handles my my checking account or whatever, and also my wife's business stuff. And I've been talking with him for over a year on crypto stuff, and he's like, I don't understand it. And so I said, look, you understand real estate and you understand cross-border payments. He understands because he sends money through the SWIFT system. If I want to send money to Panama, I have to go to my bank and they have to send money to a clearing bank in the US who then has to send money to, he understands all that stuff. So I told him, look, you understand cross-border payments, you understand real estate. Start looking into crypto projects that deal with those areas that you already have a knowledge base and you can apply what you know. So I'll tell you the same thing. Start if you understand gaming ecosystems, start in the gaming space. If you're a super techie nerd guy, start in the AI space. Just you can apply what you already know across crypto. Crypto is not this one thing.
Exactly. And what you learn in crypto is going to absolutely help you in some of these other industries. So I definitely think, again, guys, learning about all of these projects is the best thing you can do, because when you develop your own conviction for your own projects, it doesn't matter if you see that 5%, 5 to 10% dip. If you have conviction in the project, you're not going to sell it. You're going to hold it. And holding is what really makes millionaires in this industry.
I love it. We got controversy now. The strategist says Bitcoin is not safe. And I'm Bug says, hope y'all not listen to this bull. Yeah, guys, do your own research. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to anybody in this chat.
Don't listen to anybody.
Do your own research.
No, I love it. And again,
it's over. The Simpsons predicted XRP, MTL, and loan. If the Simpsons predicted it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Matt Groening is from the future. Guys, have a great Thursday. Thanks for being here. Love all the new people. Love the engagement. Hope you get some value out of the show. And have a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you again in the morning. And if you haven't hit all the YouTube buttons, hit the YouTube buttons. Come join us in the Discord. We're going to play some Big Time tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come hang out with us. We will continue the DGen talk in our Discord. As long as you're not spamming and scamming people, again, don't break rule number 2. Don't be a douchebag. But you can share whatever opinions you want on any tokens or projects. We're not censoring or anything like that. So
absolutely.
Love you guys. Thanks for being here.